Subnautica is by far my favorite open world game of all time. It beats out games like Skyrim because of the sheer exploration factor. Hell, I love this game so much I used to speedrun it. And while that was challenging, it wasn't the furthest I could really take the game. So one day I woke up, decided I hated myself a little bit too much, and decided to beat Subnautica with only the Seaglide. Right off the bat, I wanted to get some rules out of the way, because there aren't many. I'm only allowed to use the Seaglide as a means of transportation. I'm not allowed to drive any vehicles that are made via the mobile vehicle bay. Everything else is allowed. We start on a great note with me forgetting to record the first 10 minutes of my session, so the footage starts at me getting the Seaglide. I swear you didn't miss anything. After I get the Seaglide, it's a resource hunt for things like copper until the Aurora blows up. I wanted to have a hefty amount of batteries wherever I go, so that I don't have to worry about losing power on long trips. I don't even bother scanning the sea moth fragments, as there's no reason to do so in this run. I do scan any Cyclops parts that I come across for reasons I'll talk about later. I grab all the data boxes from the life pods as they come in, and gather a lot of titanium. And I mean a lot of titanium. I end up having several lockers built strictly for housing all of my titanium. After the Aurora blows up, I shift my focus towards gathering water. I plan on going hundreds of meters deep, and the last thing I want to do is run low on water. I decide to stop digging around and make for the Aurora. I only want to make 2 trips here at maximum, partly because this place freaks me out, but also partly because of the Reaper Leviathans that swarm around the area. I get to the Aurora, download all the data I need, fix the leaks so I don't have to wear a radiation suit, then take my leave. I don't have the laser cutter yet, so I can do everything I need here. When the time is right, I'll come back. Once I come back from the Aurora, I decide to build a base of operations. After the base is built, I realize that I actually fucking ran out of titanium. What the hell? My next adventure is for near endgame materials like lithium and diamonds. To do that, I head over to the island. Once I'm inside the crab cave, I grab what I need and get out. Now may be a good time to mention my plans for the end of the game. To complete the rocket that gets me off the planet, I need a Cyclops shield generator. This shield generator can only be fabricated inside the Cyclops. I'll make sure to make the Cyclops at the end of the challenge, just so I'm not tempted to use it. After gathering my materials, I'm back to the Aurora, this time with a fresh new laser cutter and propulsion cannon. Using my speedrunner knowledge, I make my way to the captain's quarters with the code I know from memory. After I grab the blueprint from Neptune, I make my way out of there as there's nothing left I need. At this point in the challenge, it's nothing left but grinding. I have to grind everything up to prepare for what I call the final mission. My objective is to make it to the lava zone, but that requires a lot of prep. While I'm waiting for the sunbeam, I have an epiphany. I know that there is no real way to go over 1,000 meters down without some kind of vehicle. It's the lack of oxygen. There are 3 potential ways to tackle this problem. The first one is to carry multiple oxygen tanks, but they take up way too much inventory space, and it'll take too long for us to get down there anyways. The second strategy is to plant miniature bases along the way to the lava zone, but providing power would still be an issue. I'd have to put multi-purpose rooms with bioreactors in each base, and that would take hours more of grinding. The third option is to call back to my speedrunning era and use something called Super Seaglide. Super Seaglide is a fairly easy mechanic to understand. First, you flood your base by using a propulsion cannon and throwing whatever is nearby. Second, you get inside the flooded base. Once inside, you quickly deconstruct and reconstruct your hatch door. The game now thinks that the base is no longer flooded, so you should be on land, and that the base is flooded, so you should be in water. Thus, it gives you the speed of both land and sea, making the Seaglide one of the fastest ways to maneuver in the game. The glitch ends if you go outside of water, however, but thankfully if you are at 0 meters, the game thinks that you are above water, so it gives you oxygen, but in reality, water is at -1. Don't confuse me being able to move fast with lack of difficulty, however. We still have a long way to go. My first objective is to get the data download on the bacteria to move the story forward more. I then decide to make the stupid decision of going to the alien thermal plant without the blue tablet. Since I left the water, I no longer have Super Seaglide, and just decide to give this sea dragon Leviathan a hearty snack. Not before he murders one of these poor fish, however. Once I'm back on surface level, I decide to make the Neptune launch platform so I don't have to worry about it later.
This is Altera HQ. This may be your only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high-security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
The regular.
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should
And
be...
if she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If
code...
I say regular, she's like, what's the regular? I have to come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese!
Okay.
I do the rest of the grinding I need to form the gantry and the boosters, as those are relatively easy to make, but the fuel reserves require ion power cells. I decide to go grab the blueprint and finish up the rest of the story so I can focus more on my grinding. After digging around for what I can only describe as far too long trying to find the entrance, I finally find it and make my way down. After grabbing the ion blueprints that I need, I quickly walk over to the primary containment facility, grab all the seeds I need to make hatching enzymes, craft them, hatch the babies, and cure myself. Once that's finished, I focus my efforts on the rocket. After gathering the more difficult things like nickel and aerogel, all I need now is the Cyclops shield generator. So, I make the Cyclops, quickly make the shield generator, then never touch it again. Finally, the cockpit has been crafted. I turn on all the systems, leave a propulsion cannon and a couple ion cubes in a time capsule, and finally leave planet 4546b. Hey there! Do you think I'm a lying, cheating scumbag who fakes everything? Even though I almost ran out of footage trying to record this thing? Well, unfortunately for me, my footage is laggy as all hell, and we need to uphold some kind of quality on this show. Of course, I've edited the video in such a way that you don't see any of the laggy portions, but it was real bad. Subnautica and my recording software don't mesh very well. Thankfully, a good friend of mine, named Wolf, decided to do this challenge along with me, and his footage isn't bad. Not only that, but he decided to take a more grindy route of building multiple bases along the way to the lava zone. It's actually pretty cool. The playlist full of his raw footage is in the description. While you're there, give him a subscription. He's been a great friend and editor for as long as I've known him.